All right, everyone, so let's get to the explanation of your redemption challenge. So as you guys all know, throughout the entire season, you guys have been accumulating points in the beginning of each episode with many challenges, and it's all come to a head with this challenge. So all of your points mattered throughout the entire season, and this challenge will determine who gets back in to compete for the $25,000 and the title of the Outstanding Artist. So, the theme of this episode is your true identity, understanding your true identity. So with that, you guys will be painting an expression of your true identity, a portrait of your true identity. You guys have basically complete freedom. You guys are just expressing who you really are in a painting. So that can be a portrait, that can be an animal, that can be whatever you guys want, but it should be the expression of yourself. And the people who are watching this will really get to know you guys in your interviews today, because that's what we'll be doing today. You guys will have all day to make sources, to really hone in and figure out, if you don't already know, who you are and what you want your painting to be about. So that's what today is going to be, and then tomorrow you guys will have 4 hours to complete your paintings, and you guys may, sketch out your painting in advance, get your canvases prepped, whatever you need to do in order to get ready for the challenge. Of course, except for painting, you can't paint or anything.
So you can do modeling paste or no?
Yes.
You can do any of those?
Yep, you can. Yeah, so you guys will be painting on paper. You guys will use the same size paper that we've been using, a 22 by 30 inch piece of paper. You guys can tape it off, and you guys will have to paint between 18 by 24 inches and 22 by 30 inches. So all the way up to a full bleed, anything from 18 by 24 to full bleed. So you guys can use any materials that you want in this challenge. You guys have complete freedom. We really want you guys to be super expressive. So this will be judged out of 100 points as a normal main challenge would be, because this is the redemption challenge. This is what it's all come down to. As I said before, one of you guys will get back in after this. And so this will be judged by not only Ellie and Dimitra, but also the other judges who've been judging behind the scenes every episode. So
what's the catch?
What's the catch? I started to say, there's something else, guys. Can you pretend? You will be handcuffed to your feet. You will paint your whole thing with only your toes.
So the catch is you have to do the whole challenge with your left hand.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I knew it.
Oh, that'd be good.
What's the time again?
You have 4 hours.
And 4 hours.
What are we being scored on?
You guys are going to be scored on the normal categories, and so it's going to be theme, sellability, attitude, uniqueness, and skills.
So 100 points.
Yes, out of 100 points, the normal categories. The theme will be judged on how expressive you are.
Basically, how creative you are, and basically we'll look at your painting and know, oh wow, they really did paint their true identity. And so I think just try to wow us, and that's, sometimes when you have so much freedom, it's actually more difficult. So I think that's one of those challenges.
Yeah, so we really tried to design this challenge where you guys have an opportunity to really shine. You have a lot of time on the size piece that you have, especially paper. Paper goes faster usually than canvas. You're allowed to sketch it ahead of time. So you really have 4 hours to really produce something really great, really high quality, and really show the world, what you have, what you're all about. And so even if you feel like you're lower on the scoreboard, I would still take this super serious, do your very best work, because in the end, lots of people are going to see this, and this is your opportunity to really shine and show what you have as an artist. And it's a really great opportunity to inspire other people. You guys are all so unique and different, and you each will approach this differently, and it's a great subject matter that a lot of artists really delve into in their career, and you each have an opportunity to show one part of that facet of that beautiful gem, right, that we're presenting. So no matter where you are on the ledger, I would give it your all, and try to do your very best, and let's all aim for an 8-way tie.
Yeah, so what happens if 2 people tie this round?
Sudden death. We will think of a sudden death challenge.
One brush stroke.
I would probably do a self-portrait just because I know it's extremely challenging, and I don't know, like it is very vulnerable to do that. And so it shows people like you face the challenge head on. You're gonna paint yourself the very best you can and like how you see yourself. So that's probably what I would do. And I don't know, probably have like some symbolism of things that I love in it. Like, I don't know, flowers or maybe some animals in it. I don't know. Yeah.
Butts.
Honeybee buds.
Yes, only the butts.
Well, what I would do is how I try to see myself is how God sees me. That's my aim. That's my goal. It doesn't always work. So rather than delving into myself, and seeing how I see myself, but in and of myself, I would want to see it through God's mirror. So I would gaze into God's mirror and see what reflects back and see who does God say that I am. And I would paint that. And so at this point, I wouldn't know what I would paint. It might be a self-portrait, I doubt it. I'm not as, attractive as young, sweet Dimitra, but maybe I'd paint her. But I don't know what I would paint. But I would just see what came to me, and I would paint, the vision that I would get after I ask God how He sees me. That's what I would do.
This is cool.
I'm already crying.
All right. Any other questions?
When do we start?
You're going to start tomorrow. You have all day to prepare today, really take a lot of time to reflect, to dive into yourselves. We're going to be doing in-depth interviews, more deep than you've ever done before. So we're going to dive really deep into who you guys are, give you a chance.
You made us cry every time. What more do you want, Jake?
I want shouting. I want snot flying.
Excuse me, I have done that. And what's going on with these overalls?
I don't know.
We're just taking them back, or what's going on?
I would just, no.
He's just playing
You guys
with
don't
our
get to wear
heads.
them until you earn them back.
That's what it is. It's a constant reminder of what we're reaching for.
Yeah.
Is our overall?
I'm so glad we're not doing something on them.
Do we get to project?
Yes.
We just really appreciate you guys, and you guys have all really put your whole heart into this, and you've really given it your all. And what I'm most thankful for is how open you've all been, and raw and vulnerable, and in the interviews, and just you've really showed your true character, and you haven't put on airs or tried to be something that you're not, or
All of you.
Yeah. And that speaks a lot for your integrity and who you are, and so we just appreciate you.
Very much.
This has been awesome.
So we can have it drawn on there by tomorrow, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so just to clarify that, you guys just, as usual, no markers, only graphite or charcoal, and just a limited sketch.
And the sealer
And you can.
And I highly recommend, before your head hits the pillow, that paper is sealed. So if you would like to do oils or not have grabby, thirsty paper, you're doing it. And so last minute tomorrow, it wouldn't be dry in time. So you would want that done for sure today.
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, you're setting yourself.
So
up
we have
for
access to
not
the
fun.
studio all day today?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we're painting the whole thing before lunch?
Yeah. And then we're gonna, I have to talk to the judges still, but we're gonna try to do judging in just 2 hours with the judges and everything. And then have you guys find out your scores same day. Wow. And then talk about the main challenge for the final episode tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's actually something that was making me rack my brain before this challenge, because it was a really weird struggle of trying to figure out, and I mean, it's not like I have it figured out yet. I'm still working on sources and what my idea is going to be. But just trying to figure out if with this piece, if I want to convey like what I want to be saying as an artist, or if I want to be kind of showing who I think I am, since that's kind of the challenge, and kind of like figuring out the balance. Because I feel like what you try to say to people and like what you try to put out in the world is a big part of who you are. But it's like, do you want the painting to only be your message? And is it like, it's a lot to think about.
I am doing like a self-portrait mix. I'm putting a lion and myself. I actually had created this horse without it being myself, and then I changed it last minute. It was like, you know what, I kind of like this one, and so I'm kind of mixing that, but I put fire in it, and I've never painted fire, and so I guess I'm a little nervous on like actually how I'm going to create it.
I'm feeling really good about it. I'm excited for trying the new style I've been wanting to try, which is just like incorporating all different stuff that I like from anime and my color palette and cityscapes and different things. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Everyone's gonna do so good.
All right, everyone, your challenge begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. You guys have 4 hours to complete your final redemption painting. Only one of you will move on to the finale.
The redeemed.
Who will it be? 8 artists, 1 redeemer, $25,000. 7 shattered dreams, 1. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
And 1 stinker commentator.
Christina, were you able to get your sealed?
Yeah, I did actually.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I put gloss gel, but it doesn't.
I have faith in her.
Oh, I meant like fixative.
Oh, well, I have gloss gel over my thingy, so it's on there. She not moving.
She not moving.
Oh, she's not.
She ain't not going nowhere.
She not moving. So funny.
Every minute of this challenge matters. Barb, using the same stencils that she used in the first challenge.
I know. I said, do I do it? Do I dare?
Is that a smart move, or?
She's an idiot.
The same challenge that yielded the lowest score
Of the whole country.
of the entire show. Already looking better than the overalls.
Thank you. I'm not riding Barb down the middle, trust me. Kill the white, kill the white.
This is the very first challenge that you've had to do 4 hours straight, except for the all-nighter.
Let's not remember the all-nighter.
Let's not talk about that one.
I loved the all-nighter personally.
You love the all-nighter.
I'm really, really excited, and I think I create the best art when I am really connected to it, so I think I am going to create a really powerful piece that just deeply resonates with me and shares my story in a really unique and powerful way.
Thinking about all the pieces I've created in the past, and I feel like they all reflect who I am. And so, I mean, I think every piece of art reflects you in some way that you create. So I'm just kind of trying to think about all the different pieces that I've created over the year and like what they mean to me and what they're about. I think everyone wants to be seen.
And so to create this piece of art would be like, this is me showing you or revealing who I am.
How do you make spray paint work?
What are you trying to do, babe?
Just spray paint.
Like use it?
Yeah.
If you go closer, you're gonna get a smaller line. If you farther away, then it's gonna be more sporadic.
No, I know, but like... Oh, this is opaque. Okay, well, it's happening. It's already happened.
I got out pretty early, so I haven't had a chance, I felt like, to actually just paint something that represents what I like to paint. The only opportunity I would have had would have been the 12 hours, and whatever I made was like, not that.
Problem is these inks are running right off of this gel gloss.
I'm super excited about the freedom that we have. I feel like this is going to be my piece. It's going to really express my voice, as long as there's no weird things thrown in.
It's kind of an opportunity for us to shine and do what we want, but I think that it will be revealing.
Everyone's kind of thinking like, well, unless Barb really chokes, I'm out of it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, maybe I'm feeling that. Like, oh, self-portrait. Okay, let's do a selfie. Oh, no. I was nervous, but it's funny, the last 2 days I've been getting this image, and it's like, okay, I can't wait to paint this. And then this morning I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm gonna paint. So I feel like my heart's been ready to paint it for a while. No music, but we're all humming.
Yeah. I want to do a picture of me with my side profile and an owl almost like coming from my chest. There's a lot of qualities that I resonate with owls. I've been a wildlife photographer for a very long time. I learned so much from observing and watching. There's this moment with all birds that it's a split second. They put their wings up, and it's just a complete surrender to them just knowing that their wings are going to catch them. It's almost like a free fall for a second, and my inspiration was taken from that moment, and like that complete surrender and trust, and just trusting myself and really having belief in myself.
I'm nervous because I know that fire looks super cool. I like all of the symbolism behind it. I love so much about it, but I also know how difficult it can be. And so it is a little nerve-wracking, but I feel like, if anything, this would just show how far I've come if I can finish it, if I can figure out a way that I like it, at least.
It's something I don't really talk about very often, but I did, when I was younger, have like a pretty good number of like limiting medical issues, and it was a lot of doctor's appointments and a lot of things growing up. Like, I remember my older brother, he was like, yeah, he just kind of got used to, for the first kind of couple years of my life, me not being home. Being able to work through all of that when I was younger, and like kind of seeing the fact that like no matter what, you can still find kind of like better, like art for me was something that actually always was there, that I could always do, and that has now turned into something so important in my life.
Christina, using the rainbow palette.
Yeah.
Going back.
Rainbow. When you had us make clarity on our taglines. Mine is magic in ordinary moments. What I am finding is that I do like putting these quiet, soft, intimate moments inside of a painting. I think even if you're really conscious of being present, it can be hard to not think of the future or be in the past when really all there is right now. And so that's really all I want to be able to express, is how powerful now is.
Well, I think I've always had to adapt to whatever situation I've been in, which has helped me in my life, but I've never been able to explore who I am as a person. And so now I feel like as an adult, I'm finally able to do that because I'm in a safe environment where I don't feel judged or like that I can't do whatever it is that's in my heart to do. So now that I've gotten the opportunity to do that, I'm really excited to see what happens.
Sometimes you create something and you don't know why, you don't know the reason, and sometimes it's like God reveals it to you later and you have this whole epiphany of like, I was subliminally feeling this, or God was working through me or something, and I created this piece and I had no idea what it means, and now it means something. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm probably going to have things revealed to me about myself that I didn't even know, maybe creating this piece, and there's probably going to be unintentional truths in the piece that I'm not even aware of. So I'm excited to see those, for them to be revealed.
Oh, I'm thinking about superimposing like that childlike look with me, and I don't know, I've got some ideas rolling around because I'm all about flowers and things like that. Kind of what Ellie said of how does God see you?
You guys have 3 hours and 10 minutes left. It's been 50 minutes.
Ah, great. I'm ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule. How do you know that?
Because I set times for myself to be done by certain things.
Great, I'm ahead of schedule. I'm ahead of schedule then. I want to be ahead of schedule.
The painting is about a dream I had in my 20s when I was losing my eyesight and had a pseudo tumor. So I was living with migraines that wouldn't go away. I couldn't work. I was pretty much gave up after college. And so I cried out to God, God, if I have to live with this pain, you need to help me. I miss being joyful. I miss you. I miss having relationships with you. So I went to sleep that night and had an amazing dream. And in the dream, I was leaning against a tree next to a beautiful lake. And all of a sudden these flowers were falling on me, all different kinds. And I could smell them in my dream. So I looked up to see what kind of tree it was, and I was leaning against God's knees, and he was sprinkling flowers on my head. I woke up with so much joy, still a migraine, still couldn't see out of this eye, but I was so joyful. I'm like, I gotta go find a prayer meeting. By the end of the week, I found one, and I'm singing and joyful in pain, and somebody taps me on the shoulder and says, you're in pain, aren't you? And I'm like smiling. I'm like, how do you know that? And they said, God says he wants to heal you right now. And she put her hand on my eye, and sparks went down my spine and up again. I have seen perfectly and had no headaches since then. So I knew right away what I was going to paint.
I think you change over time, and I think like you mature in different ways and you learn different things, and so I think that you're always finding out things about yourself. And so I don't think that there's ever a painting that's going to be finished where it's like, this is me and it symbolizes me. I think it just symbolizes me in that moment of time, like whatever I'm in right now.
Isaac, you got red spray paint over there?
Yeah, no. I have this one.
Is it like red? Oh, I see your red.
I mean, it's really not red.
I could take the easy way out, and I could do something that I've always painted, and I could do something that would be easier. But then again, I don't think that that would be me. I don't think being easy or mild or tamed, and that's something that fire isn't. So I think for sure I have to keep doing more and always pushing myself, and I think that's the only way that I could grow.
things that have been resonating me a lot recently is like the biblically accurate interpretation of angels. So like in Ezekiel, he talks about like seeing all those crazy angels and stuff. And like as a kid, I thought that was the most interesting chapter of the Bible because it's like people thought he was crazy, and I was like, I think that's super cool. I think it's kind of comforting that I've been attracted to that, and I feel like angels have played a big part in my life because I've had a lot of near-death experiences in my life where I've like, man, just thought like I could have died right there, but I didn't. Being hit by cars, overdosing, getting sent to the hospital, like, I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I feel like angels have always been looking out for me, and I have like a deep connection with them. So just exploring that.
If I could, I would have this hair in real life.
The anime hair.
All those colors?
Oh yeah.
Dear Christina, why did you do a tiny face?
You like tiny faces.
I don't want to do a tiny face. That's my face. I'm gonna be hypercritical about it.
I found a really cool image of a guy like in the rain, like kind of just fallen on his knees, very open looking. And I feel like doing something like that with like a lot of light kind of emanating from him would be really, really cool. And then having like a reflection of kind of someone reaching for something or like going towards something, kind of to give like the difference between like maybe how we look to the world and like the things we're trying to put out to the world. I think it might be a little ambitious in 4 hours, but my thing is, even at the end of it, if maybe it's not exactly how I want it to be, it's definitely something that I think I'd like to work on after the challenge.
Oh, I love oil.
Barb, you're making me jealous over there with the oil paints.
Okay, I think I'll move to oil too.
I made me a little happier. That's good.
I think I've said before, I'm a one ingredient, too many type of person. I will want to put like everything I like into a painting. I love how your palette looks.
I have like a table like this long at home as a palette, and like every competition I stress out so much because my palette is so small. It's so messy. It freaks me out. I don't like it.
Like all over. It's really helpful for me to narrow down just maybe what I like right now, and that's okay. That can be enough, but that can be really hard for me. Like I want to just like give everything all at once and in one painting, and that can be, I think that's just too much information, and we have 4 hours, so I want to be realistic.
Hey guys, we have 2 hours remaining.
2 hours. Yeah, I was definitely correct. I took a little bit more than I can chew with this source, but I'm happy to bring it home and work on it.
Are we getting a halfway point like critique thing?
Yes.
I wish they would like stop the time and give everybody a pee break.
A pizza?
Yeah.
I would so love a pizza break.
Well, I didn't say pizza, but
Michael heard what he wanted to hear.
I miss Brooklyn pizza and just having it every day and paying $1 for it. Dollar pizzas is a survival life.
Are we talking about age? Yeah, I think everybody, if you're honest with yourself, you're constantly growing. And I think that slowing down long enough to take a look on the inside doesn't matter what age you are.
Hello. This is so cool. Very interesting.
Just gotta wait.
Is that you?
No, but everybody thought it
really
is.
looks like
just
you.
like you.
That's what I've heard.
Wow. I think it's really cool. I love your source, and it makes me think of like being reborn or
beamed up.
Yeah, it's really cool. I would just, make, of course, that person more, like, stand out more.
Yeah, I would say the bottom is looking a little busy, and you need to kind of simplify it and pull out the guy that's diving.
I don't know if it's too busy. It needs details.
Yeah, it just needs,
Yeah.
And then I would really focus on the water ripples, so it looks like there is water, like he's coming out of water.
Yeah, because before I looked at your source, it looked like he was coming out of a lantern, like a genie in a lantern.
Oh, yeah. It's probably this big orange shape going like this. Like if this just gets cut off or glazed, then...
Yeah, probably that side will get covered, and then it'll have, most of it will be,
And just highlights on the guy's shirt too. Because it's like, it's reading really patchy and not as shadows.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any questions or?
Not really. I think like what you're saying is, like I know the bottom is like a little bit of a mess right now. So I know that like that's kind of what I'm gonna focus on first.
Are you gonna do oil or are you sticking with acrylic?
I would like to do oil.
How much time do you guys have left?
Hour and a half.
Oh.
15 minutes.
Yeah. I would try to just do acrylic.
Just do acrylic, I figure like,
guess what?
And I'm just thinking too, like bringing it home and working on it, and I'm like, because we only have so many days left, like if I did oil too, like it probably wouldn't be dry.
Yeah.
So.
But just do your best with what you have right now.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna bring it as far as I can in acrylic and then make it good when I
like the face is good, so just concentrate on other things. Okay, get busy.
Well, I think it looks probably close to being done.
Yeah, I'm just putting oils on it. Want to keep the background kind of minimal.
I'm not sure what to say.
I'm having fun with it. It's pretty wild. Never done something like this one before.
Yeah, it seems very different from like your usual style. It's like completely different.
So I guess my question would be, how is this, fine art and not a illustration derivative of other people's art like manga?
Because I think it's a combination of a lot of different things that I like. So there's the anime manga aspect of it, and then combining that with eyes and religious objects and other things. So I'm just trying to see what that combination looks like for myself, and this is that first experimental piece. So
I would say that the background, like I would like to see more of a city, because I know that's in your style and you like cities, so if that could come out more, then it would have I think it wouldn't just be like the girl in the background, it would just have more coming and going. Because this looks almost done to me.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna touch it up a little more and then probably work on the background more, add more highlights, because I think it's too dark in the background right now. And adding just like the little lights of the city would be cool, and like windows and stuff.
Well, my 2 cents I don't think it's anything you can do now. Maybe working on the city, it might be worth it to add some brush strokes and integrate the styles that you have up top on the head in the actual person, the manga part, because it just looks like a cartoon drawing of derivative of somebody else's stuff. It doesn't have its own, it doesn't hold its own. But I would say in the future, if you want to continue doing something like this, my 2 cents on it is that it has way too much of a canned other people's token symbolism rather than just anything original. You know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, I think in the future I want to come up with like my own characters and stuff, but I couldn't really draw up from a character from my mind yet. But I think as I continue, I can make something pretty cool.
Yeah, and maybe not have it be like in the manga box, because anytime you like pull something commercial like that, then you're stuck in this box. And it's an exclusive box. So you've kind of isolated all the people who don't connect with manga. Only people that are gonna like it are people that connect with manga. So if it screams manga, if it's everything manga, then the only people you're gonna attract are that. And I don't know how many manga fans are fine art fans. And then
Makes sense.
the top part, like all the religious imagery that, especially, dark religious imagery, is another exclusive box. All religious imagery, whether you use Buddha or crosses or anything that's token religious, does the same thing that the manga does. If you're not prescribed to those religious symbols, then you're excluded. So that's what I would be careful of as a future thing.
Yeah. I think this is really cool. I like the feeling it has, and it definitely looks like you.
It's sort of a cross. It's not her, it's not me, but it's all right.
Is that Sarah?
This is me?
Yeah.
This is somebody I just...
Oh, okay.
Somebody with their eyes
It almost
closed and
looks
the
like Sarah a
peaceful.
little bit.
It probably could be that, yeah.
It's really cool how you're mixing them.
I just feel like the background, like the face looks great, I just think time-wise, you gotta figure out what do you want to spend time on.
Yeah.
So like the boat, the girl, there's a lot of objects, and then the background has like a thin sparseness to it. So I don't know if you can quickly get that done with glaze or what. But.
Yeah. Yeah, I just started doing the flowers and I'm heading for the background.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. I would just say brush strokes, so more of what we see in the face elsewhere.
Awesome. Good. Thanks.
So I think this is really good. I would just, with the time remaining, I know it's hard to try to balance time, but try to get more flesh tones in there that are going to be complement of the red. Like your face is looking a little too orange and yellow, and try to get it, throw greens and blues into the flesh tone to get it to be a complement. You don't want green and blue flesh tone, but you know what I'm saying? Use those complements.
Even some purples. I can see in your face there's purple and...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that it feels like a Caucasian girl and not... I don't know. I think you're being too influenced by the outside color, so the flesh tones are too yellow and orange.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you. But
that will balance out the whole color scheme, I think.
I really do love the background though, with all the fire. It really glows, and I wouldn't cover up all that in the face. The cheeks, I think, are really nice around your eyes.
But forehead, nose, chin, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And soften the shadow under the chin and the right here.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think you're doing really good. It's really cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, that looks just like you.
It
Well,
does.
I don't know about this girl, but...
Who is the little girl?
Me.
Oh, it's you.
It's not exactly me, but she's inspired me. When I was little, I had blonde curly hair, so.
Okay, I think you're gonna have to try to work quickly and get a little more information on her. I think she needs more darks, especially down in here, and she just needs more darks. And then
Yeah, I would say if she's in the she's in the foreground, she should have more contrast, and you could be kind of like how you have it, just like coming and going, and then that will make more sense. Like they shouldn't be painted in the same.
Right, that's why she's real pink and I'm real another flavor.
And then it's probably too late for this one. It's kind of like what I was telling Michael, just like for future pieces, I think what's gonna really help you a lot is to go from dark to light and killing the white. And like if I look at this, it's so dark, all behind it. Everything is dark, dark, dark. So I would have started with everything super, super dark. I would have killed all the white. Then you wouldn't be fighting all these light spots everywhere. And then on top, you stack up your midtones, right? And then you put your pop of color. But if you already have it super dark first, then your work's gonna go a lot faster, way quicker. Like you can get a lot more accomplished in way less time going from dark to light.
Okay.
Instead of applying an image, like working like watercolor.
Okay.
It's like you're painting this like as if it's a watercolor.
Okay.
And then it'll take,
longer.
Way longer.
Yeah, I think like the girl just needs glazing, like juicy glazes.
Yeah, maybe if you really want to try is like I don't know if you've already put opaque oil on. If you haven't,
I haven't.
Then you could glaze it really fast, like super fast with one dark color. Just
is that all acrylic?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
All I started on
Okay,
is.
so glaze, like almost like an indirect painting, and then take your rag and quickly rub out stuff, and then you can put, quick impressionistic, bright colors on top. That'll really get this type of stuff really fast. Glazing that, because see, like all this white of the canvas, you're fighting that.
No, it's true. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Glazing, look out.
Glaze, rub out, glaze, rub out, glaze, rub out.
I gotta find a rag.
It's weird because you're painting next to Bree and she's like the opposite. It looks super great. All that's missing is these light highlights. So I would get going on those now because you only have an hour.
So go to oil.
Yeah, and get these light highlights. Like even if you just sit there and scumble
Don't be scared.
with creamy white.
Highlights.
White highlights.
It looks really good, Bree. It's really cool.
Light and bright highlights.
And I would exaggerate the color. I would exaggerate the color in your lips.
Yeah.
Like there's like neon fluorescent, in the nose. Like just be expressive with the color in
The
there.
crease of the eye.
It's super cool.
But you gotta go quick.
Okay.
Highlights.
So go to oil.
Highlights.
I would do a little bit of acrylic, like this color for the lips, and then do oil.
Yeah, fast.
Okay.
No, I'm getting
You're
stressed.
stressing me out.
You're stressing me out.
I'm stressing myself out.
That's a very cool
It's
rainbow.
really cool. I think like the skirt, the background, the rainbow, it can be, okay for now. Obviously you wouldn't call it done, but it's passable, right?
Okay.
But this is what you really got to work on. This looks unfinished.
It's just an acrylic. I haven't started.
I know. So that's what I would, because I'm just trying to give you guys like what's the smartest use of time with only 1
The
hour
rainbow
left.
is amazing. That's
Yeah.
done, I think.
Just work on the crane and me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a crane.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, pull the, even though in your source there's not a lot of highlights, I would get that
Really
readable.
highlight.
Yeah, and your
thought it
hands
was
are
a
even
hard-
passable. It's just you look like a sunken over old lady. So you got to get your expression better, softer. The crane. Then if you have time after that, I would work on this area right here.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to do that while you guys were doing
No. Face, crane. Move
Okay,
it,
face
go
and
fast.
crane, go.
Andrea, this is really, really beautiful. And I feel like you're actually the farthest along out of everyone.
I'm like really stressing with time right now.
Okay, in the time remaining, what I would work on is to stop putzing around back here. That looks great. Is get the highlights on him.
Okay.
Okay, and I would just work on like your mouth.
Yeah, and just
because just soften it.
Okay.
Just soften it. And then get yourself some eyelashes. Your ear, no cauliflower ear.
This is what happens when I have to rush.
So just really, I would just work on that because that's where everybody's gonna look. And then you gotta get the highlights.
The sun, I think.
Yeah, and the sun. So boom, boom, boom. Move it, girl.
But it looks great.
Don't
You're
mess
doing
around with
good.
anything else.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I gotta get out of here. I'm so stressed out.
It's kind of contagious. Wow.
I thought we had more time. I don't care about anything.
I don't care.
That's just real. That's how I feel right now. Currently.
All right, guys, congratulations. You just got 11 more minutes added onto your time.
Yay!
Thank you. Yay!
Thank you, Father Jade.
Brushstrokes, brushstrokes.
Brushstrokes, brushstrokes.
4 hours seemed so long, didn't it?
It did. It seemed like,
Oh, no problem.
yay, no biggie.
Part of the painting is also my struggle with staying in that blessed moment. And so I want to paint things that are a little more hopeful because there is hope in the world.
Sometimes it feels like, for me, that my whole life I've been striving to be the best artist I can be in whatever form. And sometimes it just feels very, like, unachievable. Like it's ahead of me or something, and I'm always just trying to do my best.
I want to give myself a nose job.
You did.
I don't like my nose. It's too like square looking. So I can change it because I'm painting myself now.
That's
so
true.
It's amazing. I really wanted to capture that moment in this challenge where I knew exactly why I wanted to be an artist and I really wanted to pursue my passion. And after my father passed away, I just really knew that my life was meant for more and I was destined to do greater with my life. And I wasn't meant to play it safe, and I know all the potential I'm capable of. And even though it's just the beginning for me, I still feel like there's still so much that's ahead of me as an artist.
I just want to be that voice for people that you can do whatever it is you want to do, and doesn't matter everyone around you is like putting you down. Like, as long as you internally believe in yourself and can pick yourself up every time that someone puts you down, then that's what it's all about. And I want to share that with other people because it took me a really long time to figure that out.
We do have a lot of children that in our family. We have 13 that have been adopted, and knowing they've come from really, really hard places, you know, abusive households, and watching what they're doing now, like seeing the difference between how it is when we first meet them and how they are now, and like being able to watch them open up and like become themselves. I think that's the biggest part of it that inspires my artwork and kind of the message of it, of like shattering and breaking down those walls that have to be put up because of things that people go through. Yeah, just that watching the way they're able to get through those things and knowing that on the other side of that there is something absolutely amazing is kind of what makes me want to put out that message.
It just kind of goes back to like my dad, like get your foot in the door and just do what it takes. And like I just don't believe that people should have all these things holding them back, and if you really want to do it, make it happen. So I'm very thankful for that ideology in my life because I feel like it can get me far.
That's kind of my message, I guess, would be that the possibilities are limitless. You can capture that childlike innocence and you can run with it and you can soar. You just have to figure out what it is you're passionate about and then go after it with the exuberance of a child.
Will someone make the comeback? Or will it just be Barb's challenge?
Oh, don't name it.
This is Barb's challenge to lose.
No pressure.
What I really want to portray is this like feeling comfortable in your own skin and like letting people know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be and you're okay with that. And so I guess owning your identity is something that I really want to portray, and I want that to be whatever resonate, like each person, like with every painting it might resonate differently. And so I think that that's what's interesting about this painting that we're having to do, is that like I don't think identity is something that like I can do. I think it'll change. And so it's like personal, very, very personal in this moment, but it's like who I am right now. And that was different than what I was a year ago or 2 years ago.
One thing I would be careful of is this line right here. The yellow, it just, it's a lot more gray in there. And so it just, when you step back and you look at it, it feels like you're seeing you're supposed to be seeing the background with it. Like the color just doesn't feel like it.
Okay, what? So what color, you mean did the neck like put it a different color?
That was so funny. She goes, okay, what?
Shut up and leave.
No, I just don't understand. I should just make it like more of a gray.
Like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's part of the, oh my gosh, that is that a bird?
Yeah, it's a bird.
Oh.
I'm trying to make it stand out more, but I can't.
Okay, well now, yeah. Okay, the only thing is from afar, it looks like it's her clothes, right?
It is supposed to be my clothes.
Okay, now that I look up closely, it definitely makes sense.
It's like I've made this land for this bird.
It's cool.
With my clothes.
Okay.
Made this land.
Okay.
This bird is my land. This bird is your land.
From California. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah,
looks
now
really,
that's confusing, right? So I don't know what to do about that.
No, it looks good.
I'm literally just trying to get this bird to be able to stand out in some way, with its head, and I'm not really sure.
Okay,
if I just
well,
make it darker.
honestly, it's very detailed up close. It's just from far away.
I know, it blends in.
It looks like the most interesting dress I've ever seen.
Yeah, because it's a bird. It's a bird.
Because it's a bird. Very cool.
Okay.
I was just concerned from far away.
I mean, I feel you. Totally feel you.
It looks good. Keep doing it. I'm just coming around to try to screw up your guys' paintings in the last 15 minutes, so.
I'm starting to think.
This is the final countdown.
The final countdown.
Wow, made up ripples. That's good.
Wow.
Teach me your ways, Barb.
Teach me your ways. Barb will be holding classes afterwards.
Oh, wow.
– 6 minutes remaining. Time to get your paintings finished.
Oh, that line looks terrible. I just realized that. Wow.
I am genuinely surprised at how much detail you guys are able to get in. You guys, I mean, if you just think back to the first time you guys did a 4-hour challenge versus now, and you guys didn't even have a break. So you guys should be proud of yourselves.
Thanks.
That's a nice writer.
That's
I can't get myself.
And with that, only one of you guys will move on. So I just want
Too tiny. I swore I'd never do a tiny face again. And here I am.
2.5 minutes remaining.
I really don't like paper.
Me neither.
I don't understand.
It reacts to paper so differently as the time.
1 minute. 1 minute. "20 seconds. This is it. These final brush strokes could determine whether or not you win $25,000. Five, 4, 3, 2, and brushes down. And marker.
And markers and...
It's why I have paint all over myself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Look at anyone's stuff.
We're amazing.
How are you guys feeling?
How much paint I have all over my face. Oh my gosh. Look in your cheeks. Look at you. You did a portrait.
That's What's your say?
Oh, the quote?
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Such beautiful portrait there, Roxanne.
Thank you.
Looks just like you.
Well, good.
That's good. Oh,
Look
yeah.
at you. You did a good job.
Thank you. Doesn't look like her, doesn't look like me, but it's somewhere in the middle.
That's what you wanted.
Exactly.
Look at everyone. So fun.
Good job, Isaac.
Oh, I really thought 4 hours would be no problem.
Yours looks amazing, Andrea. Thank you, Thanks. The leopard.
Wow.
Oh, thanks.
I can't believe how much you did. Like, that's great.
I like your rainbow. Wow.
At this point, I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I think Barb is probably making it back in. Because she's a really amazing artist.
So Barb's, what do you think of Barb's?
Well, I think it's really beautiful and it feels like I definitely see her in this.
I'm rooting for Barb. I love the comeback.
It's very beautiful. I'm not so sure about the boat and the little girl because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like slightly illustrative to me.
Adding the child, the little girl inside of me is a reminder for me to look at this painting and say, okay, remember, childlike joy, get out of any darkness.
I think they work, it's just they don't look quite finished. Like, I feel like the girl could have some highlights, be a little more impressionistic but finished, and the boat needs darker darks or like a light source or something. They don't look quite finished. She probably didn't finish it. They had, in the limited time. But to me, it looks like she's dreaming of like when she was a kid or a child dancing with flowers or something. I think I would like to see more of a dynamic thing happening with the flowers where they're different sizes or there's bigger groupings of them or something, and then there's one purple flower and the rest of them are pink. And so I'm wondering about that. The face is well done. It's a well done portrait.
Whether it wins or not, I It's like I've been waiting for this moment to paint this painting.
So for Michael, it is a little bit shocking.
I don't know, it's kind of like what you said, I don't know what to say.
Not everyone is meant to like your art, because if everyone likes your art, then like you're not appealing to like who you are, you're just appealing to everyone else. So I was like, okay, so since I'm already at the bottom, like might as well explore down here.
I've never seen anybody yet pull manga-esque type things into fine art and do something different with it. It's like if all you do is an ink pour, it's not art.
Yeah.
You have to do an ink pour and then do something to it. So to me, it's a huge disappointment. It's like, okay, you copied somebody's manga, big deal. And wow, you're a manga fan. I mean, I don't know. I just, like, do something with it. It's very dominant.
Yeah,
like you can't escape it.
Yeah.
Maybe the rest of it would be cool. The flying eyeball, if it wasn't attached to her forehead, would be pretty cool. I like the idea of a flying eyeball in a way, you know, through this like crazy city. I think that would have been a lot stronger if there was multiples of those. It's to me, it's the cartoon manga girl that just ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of a risky thing to do for this specific challenge. Like he should have, I think, dug deeper in who he was, you know?
For me, it's like, yeah, I've only been painting for like 2 years, so it's like still extremely new and I'm trying to figure it all out. I feel like before coming here, I was just trapped in what I thought was a good painting for myself. And that was like figures and realism and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't like painting any of that stuff.
Maybe in the future, we'll see this transform into something like really cool and we'll go, oh, I remember when he did that manga thing. You know, that's where it all started, you know.
At the point that we saw it and we were critiquing, I don't see how he really changed it.
You know, it's not something you always think about of like, paint you.
He worked on this a bit, but besides that, I still think overall it's pretty messy and I wish there was more detail in the water. Like you clearly knew there was a reflection.
Being an artist, you're always putting like little pieces of your soul into your work, and you know, you have those motivators that are fueled by things that have happened in your life and just anything that has shaped you into who you are.
The source here, it's really cool, and like that would have been the focal point, but it's just, it feels like it's the same level of messiness everywhere, and he didn't
Yeah,
focus.
it feels like an underpainting.
Yeah, which is just sad.
My tagline is shatter your limits, find your destiny, which I think really well sums up kind of what my ideal is of like breaking through those kind of walls that everybody tries to put up in front of themselves that limits who we are and who we think we can be.
It's not refined enough. I would say overall, that's something Isaac just has to work really hard at, is refinement.
Yeah.
He has really good ideas. He's got good expression. He has a lot of heart. Like I really love him, but he just struggles at the end with refinement.
I think Sawyer's painting is pretty unique because of her color choices.
Yeah, her colors are very, very...
always juicy, bright.
There's a time when I need to be fierce like a leopard. And then there's times when I'm quirky like the parrots in my picture. And there's times when I'm colorful like the flowers in my picture or the background.
I just think overall, I wish there was more refinement, especially in her face. Maybe here, like...
Okay, but for 4 hours to do 2 birds, 2 animals, 2 flowers, a butterfly, and a portrait, like,
yeah, it's a lot.
That's very ambitious, and she did really, really well, I think.
It has been challenging. I do feel like an underdog, honestly, a little bit. But I think that it's okay, and I'm not putting so much pressure on myself. Art is subjective in a way.
I think what's cool about Sawyer's work is it's very distinct. Like, she has a really strong style.
Yeah.
No matter what it is she does. Even in the collaboration with Alana, you could see Sawyer's thumbprint on that really strong.
I'm happy with the pieces that I make, and I'm happy with what I do, and I'm excited for my future, and I know that I'm going to make beautiful pieces for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm excited to see where I go.
I think she did really well. It's definitely strong considering the amount of time and what she took on. Well, I think this was also very ambitious. The likeness to Roxanne is very strong. It looks just like her in a really like attractive way.
I never really thought about myself as being a professional artist till probably after the mastery program. And Ellie used to get after me all the time about saying, I am a professional artist, and I could not spit the words out for the longest time. So I always, now you're gonna make me cry, I always say, she held on to my dream when I couldn't.
The little girl is a little like, I don't know.
Well, they're painted.
Like I like the idea, but it's like, it's just a little bit odd the way that it happens, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the back of the head should show up more because it looks like two pink things just sort of emerging out of nothing. And
Well, they're painted at the same level, and she should have made herself more ghostly or in the background, because now it looks like a giant face next to a tiny girl, and they're like both jumping forward.
Right, that's a good observation. And it just needs more punch of the other things, I think.
It was sort of interesting to realize that all of us have gotten faster. We picked up skills from other people, you know, and way they laid down paint. It's been a very educational, if you will, kind of, I knew it was going to be kind of like art boot camp too, but it has been that. And so that's the exciting part.
If she wanted to have a girl, it should have been like maybe a symbol of something else, like if she wanted like childlikeness, or I don't know.
I think she's thinking of herself as like innocent. Her true self is like being a child in a very positive way.
You're never too old to grow and learn and have a good time while you're doing it.
It would have been much stronger if she just painted the girl. It's a little bit left brain an idea.
So I think this is, you know, really well done. It's I think my top 3 probably. Pretty close to Sawyer's, but I would say it's probably more sellable than Sawyer's because it's not so portraity.
I think I'm very complex, and my husband would say a little extra.
I think the lion is really well done. I think it could have used a little and more layers of refinement, especially in through here. The face is done pretty well. These fingernails, like in the hand, like she obviously ran out of time.
Yeah.
I had always had something that kind of resonated with me about like knowing that we all have a fire in ourselves.
I love the little, like the collage of the power statements. And
Yeah. And I think thematically it's good.
Yeah.
I think she did a good job. It looks like her style, her voice.
Yeah, I think Bree did a really good job.
What I've learned a lot recently is just like learning to be comfortable with like the season that I'm in and being okay with that, and then just embracing who I am in that very moment.
I think this is really, really well done. I think it's super creative, imaginative, the way that she combined all those elements together.
Whimsical.
And it really does look like, you know, her true self if you know Christina.
Yeah.
I feel like there are so many moments in life, and they're always the little ones that are missed. It's those little memories of people and those little teeny quiet moments that really make up a life.
For me, I think it's probably my favorite out of all the ones here.
I know that I have a lot to say, but I think there's so many words in the world that can be really overwhelming, and I want to be able to say them in the most expressive way I can, which is painting. It's like it can be anything.
The sky could use some distance. You know, it's a little bit too much. I like the kind of play on Starry Night a little bit and that Van Gogh-y kind of feel that it has to it.
I think we're all artists though, and I hope that everyone in the whole world gets to express their artistry in whatever way their brand of magic is.
I love how she did the dress and the rainbow.
I feel like this painting is pretty sellable and it's very unique. She has a very definite style. It's like not something you just find anywhere. So I think she did a really, really great job. And I agree, it's like one of my top 2 or 3. Well, I think this is a very beautiful painting. The colors, it's just it's like full of light, and the theme is really nice.
I think and I feel everybody has a lot of potential within themselves, and I think art is such a powerful way to express yourself, and it's such a powerful process to be able to create art and influence other people to do the same.
She got a lot in there too for the amount of time.
And I know she's a slow painter, so this was like, she was really having to just paint
push herself
in every minute.
Becoming really present with myself is something that I strive for on a daily basis now, especially with all the distractions in the world. And I think it's really, really important to be connected to something every single day and really pour your heart into something and just be really, really deeply connected and in flow state in a creative process, whatever it is in your life.
She worked really hard on this. You can tell her whole heart went into it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my top for sure.
I just want my art to resonate with people who are just looking to do more with their lives and just be more in touch with themselves and just know the power that they're capable of in this life.
I think that if the eye and the lips just had one more level of refinement and some of those shadows were just softened a little bit and some of the if it just had one more level of refinement, it would work even better.
But for 4 hours.
Yeah. And the hand, like, I don't know what happened here. Too many fingers or not enough. I don't know, something's funny there. But other than that, I think she did a really, really good job.
I'm coming after you, Barb. I'm just kidding.
You guys can come in now.
Come on down. Who is it going to be?
All right, guys, so you guys just completed a 4-hour portrait expression of yourselves. And for the most part, you guys all did really well.
Every time he says that. I know. Every time.
Oh, gotta ease the tension, you know? Okay, but in all honesty, you guys throughout the entire season have poured your hearts into all of your paintings. And you know, even though you guys were eliminated, you guys were still competing and giving every single mini challenge everything that you got. And you know, you guys just really deserve a round of applause. So cue the applause. And with that though, only one of you guys will make it back into the finale to compete for the title of the Outstanding Artist and the cash prize of $25,000. So, let's get to the results. We're gonna go from the bottom up this time. And we're gonna start with the overall results for the entire season. So we'll see who gets back in first. Okay, so over the course of the entire season, with a score of 192.9, we have Michael. With a score of 234.6, next we have Roxanne. Right after Roxanne, with a score of 249.3, we have Sawyer. Next, with a score of 254.6, Bree. After Bree, with a score of 256.6, Isaac. And here's when it gets interesting.
Four-way tie.
Oh no. 8 people in the finale. Yeah.
All of you will be competing in the finale. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No, okay. With a score of 273.7. In third place, we have Christina. All right, could I have silence, please? With a score of 280.6. In second place is Andrea. Barb.
Hey, good job, Barb. Put on those pants again.
Made it back.
That seems a little
Barb's score?
Barb, you had a 300.8.
From the bottom to the top.
Bottom to
From the bottom to the top.
Love it.
Well, congratulations, Barb. You worked very hard throughout the entire season. You really earned your spot in the finale. So, I'm so proud of you, and I know everyone here is, and we're all really happy. I can't wait to see what you create in the finale.
Yeah. I just feel really honored to be the top 4. There's a lot of good artists in this competition. And I couldn't imagine of the 3 people that were left, any of them not being there. You're gonna be the best you're gonna be, they're gonna be the best they're gonna be. So you're not competing against them, you're competing against yourself.
In this last challenge, because it really did matter and you guys all poured your hearts into this painting, and you know, it was a reflection of yourselves, and I think that's really special. With first place in this last challenge, with a score of 90.3, it's Andrea.
You were coming for it.
Andrea, if Barb wouldn't have done well on this challenge too, then you would have had it, so.
Thank you.
You did
I'm
great.
very proud of myself. This whole competition has just been such a blessing. Being in a group setting and just being around other people, I think, is such an amazing experience, and I think the world needs more of that.